Welcome to Berlin. Berlin is a city with a history like no other. While it is most famous for being divided for 28 years by the Berlin Wall, there are many other places to discover here. Alongside the remnants of its historical past, Berlin is full of greenery, beautiful architecture, and fascinating places to enjoy. In fact, most people do not know that this city has over 2,500 public parks and gardens. In fact, 1/3 of the city of Berlin is made up of green spaces. Another surprise about this city is that it has more bridges than the city of Venice. Berlin has around 1,700 bridges, crossing over rivers, canals, and lakes, making it a city full of waterways and scenic spots. Join us as we take you on a journey through the 15 wonders of Berlin. We begin our exploration of Berlin at the iconic Brandenburg Gate. The Brandenburg Gate is one of the most famous landmarks in Berlin. It is a powerful symbol of unity and peace. The gate was built between 1788 and 1791, and it was originally designed as a city gate to mark the entrance to Berlin. It is built in a neoclassical style, which was inspired by ancient Greek architecture. Standing 26 meters tall on the top of the gate is the quadriga. This is a statue of a chariot pulled by 4 horses, driven by the goddess of victory. Throughout history, the Brandenburg Gate has witnessed many important events. During the Cold War, it stood right next to the Berlin Wall. It was in the no man's land between East and West Berlin and was a symbol of division. When the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, people gathered at the gate to celebrate freedom, turning it into a symbol of German reunification. Today, the Brandenburg Gate is a popular tourist attraction and a place where people gather for festivals, protests, and celebrations. Whether admired during the day or while it is beautifully lit up at night, this gate remains one of Berlin's most iconic sights. Just beyond Brandenburg Gate, we arrive at Tiergarten. Tiergarten is one of the most famous parks in Berlin, Germany. It is a peaceful greenscape in the heart of the city. Spanning about 520 acres, it is Berlin's largest inner-city park. Originally created in the 16th century, Tiergarten began as a private hunting ground for the electors of Brandenburg, who were part of the Hohenzollern royal family. Deer and wild boar roamed the grounds, and the royal family used the area for lavish hunts and gatherings. In the 18th century, under Frederick the Great, the park was redesigned into a public space with paths, ponds, and gardens. Today, Tiergarten is filled with tree-lined avenues, lakes, and open fields. One of its most famous landmarks is the Berlin Victory Column. Visitors can climb to the top for panoramic city views. Nearby, the Reichstag building, home to the German parliament, and the German chancellery sit at the park's edge. Tiergarten also contains the Berlin Zoo, one of the oldest and most famous zoos in the world. It's a perfect place to relax, explore, and experience Berlin's charm. Just at the edge of Tiergarten, we find the famous Reichstag building. This building is one of the most famous landmarks in all of Berlin. Built between 1884 and 1894, it originally served as the home of the German parliament. The building was designed in a neo-Renaissance style, symbolizing Germany's growing national pride. In 1933, the building was badly damaged by a fire, an event that played a key role in Adolf Hitler's rise to power. Later, during a large part of the Cold War, the building stood empty because Germany was divided into East and West. After the reunification of Germany in 1990, the building was fully restored. British architect Sir Norman Foster led a major renovation, completed in 1999, adding the famous glass dome that is seen today. Now, the building is home to Germany's modern parliament. Its mix of historic and modern architecture reflects Germany's complex history and its commitment to democracy. Traveling 6 miles, or about 8 kilometers from the government building, we can now explore Charlottenburg Palace. This is one of the largest and one of the most beautiful palaces in all of Germany, and it is located in Berlin. It was built in the late 1600s and was originally designed as a summer residence for Sophie Charlotte, the wife of Elector Frederick III. He later became King Frederick I of Prussia. After her death in 1705, the palace was named in her honor. Over the years, Charlottenburg Palace was expanded and transformed, featuring stunning Baroque and Rococo architecture, along with later neoclassical elements. One of its most famous features is the central dome, easily recognizable in Berlin's skyline. Inside, visitors can explore opulent rooms like the Golden Gallery, an extravagant ballroom, and the porcelain cabinet, filled with exquisite Chinese and Japanese porcelain. The new wing, added by Frederick the Great, showcases royal apartments and luxurious furnishings. Surrounding the palace are beautiful French-style gardens, later adapted into an English landscape garden, offering a peaceful escape with pathways, fountains, and sculptures. Today, the palace serves as a museum, giving visitors a glimpse into Prussian royal life, with art collections, historical furniture, and grand architecture. Let's now travel 15 minutes further from the palace towards the outskirts of the city to arrive at the Spandau district. This district is one of Berlin's 12 boroughs, located in the western part of the city, where the Havel and Spree rivers meet. It is known for its historic charm, green spaces, and medieval Old Town. Even though it's officially part of Berlin, this area feels like its own world. Spandau is one of the oldest areas in Berlin, with history dating back to the 12th century. It was an independent town until 1920, when it was incorporated into Berlin. It has long been a strategic location due to its rivers, which made it important for trade and defense. The Spandau Citadel is the most famous site in this area. It was built in the 16th century between 1559 and 1594. This citadel is one of the best preserved Renaissance fortresses in Europe and a fascinating historical site in Berlin. It was specifically designed to protect the small town. Its star-shaped design reflects military architecture of the time, created to withstand cannon fire and sieges. Today, it's a museum and cultural venue, offering visitors a chance to explore its impressive walls, underground passages, and towers. Throughout the year, the Citadel hosts concerts, medieval festivals, and art exhibitions, making it a lively attraction. Located about 10 kilometers or 6 miles from Berlin's center, it is easily accessible by public transport. Let's head back to the bustle of Berlin to explore one of its most unique wonders. This is Museum Island. Museum Island in Berlin is one of the most famous cultural sites in the world. Located in the heart of Berlin along the water, it is a unique collection of 5 world-renowned museums, all located on a small island. It is so special that Museum Island was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Each of the 5 museums on the island offers a different experience. The Pergamon Museum is famous for its ancient artifacts, including the stunning Pergamon altar and Ishtar Gate of Babylon. The Neues Museum holds the famous bust of Nefertiti, one of the most beautiful and well-preserved sculptures from ancient Egypt. The Bode Museum is known for its impressive collection of sculptures, Byzantine art, and coins. It also features works from the Middle Ages to the 18th century, including religious art and decorative pieces. The Alte National Gallery is home to a rich collection of 19th century paintings and sculptures, including works by famous artists such as Caspar David Friedrich, Adolf Menzel, and Auguste Rodin. Visitors can easily spend an entire day exploring the island, wandering through centuries of art and history. Museum Island stands as a symbol of Berlin's dedication to preserving human history and creativity. Also on Museum Island, we find another wonder of Berlin, which is the magnificent Berlin Cathedral. This cathedral is one of the most famous landmarks in Berlin. The cathedral was built between 1894 and 1905 and designed in a stunning Baroque Revival style. It was originally built as a Protestant church and served as the royal church for the Hohenzollern dynasty, who were the rulers of Prussia and later the German Empire. During World War II, the cathedral was heavily damaged by bombings. For many years, it remained partially destroyed until restoration began in the 1970s. The cathedral was finally reopened in 1993 after decades of careful reconstruction. Today, the Berlin Cathedral is both a place of worship and a popular tourist attraction. Visitors can admire its beautiful dome, ornate interior, and stained glass windows. The cathedral is also famous for its crypt, which holds the tombs of many members of the Hohenzollern family. In addition to regular church services, the cathedral hosts concerts, organ recitals, and special ceremonies. Right in front of the cathedral is another wonder of Berlin, and this is Lustgarten, which means pleasure garden. This garden was originally created in the late 16th century as a royal garden for the Berlin City Palace. The Berlin City Palace no longer exists, but it was located in the center of Berlin, right across from Lustgarten. The palace was badly damaged during World War II and was later demolished by the East German government in 1950. For many years, the site was empty or used for other purposes. Today, the Berlin City Palace has been reconstructed and reopened in 2020 as the Humboldt Forum. This is a major cultural and museum space that now hosts exhibitions, art collections, and cultural events. Across from the Forum, Lustgarten serves as a peaceful public park that is popular with both tourists and locals. This garden is a beautiful open space that connects Berlin's rich history with modern city life. Looking into Berlin's skyline, we see another wonder of Berlin, one that is hard to miss. This is the Berlin TV Tower. The Berlin TV Tower is one of the most famous landmarks in Berlin and the tallest structure in Germany. It stands 368 meters or 1,207 feet high and can be seen from almost anywhere in the city. The TV tower was built between 1965 and 1969 by the government of East Germany. It was designed to show the strength of socialist East Germany and to improve television and radio broadcasting. The tower's large silver sphere makes it one of Berlin's most recognizable buildings. Today, the Berlin TV Tower is a popular tourist attraction. Visitors can take a fast elevator to the observation deck, located 203 meters above ground, to enjoy 360-degree views of the city. There is also a revolving restaurant that makes a full turn every 30 minutes, offering diners an ever-changing view of Berlin. Let's explore another wonder of Berlin, which is the Oberbaum Bridge. This is one of Berlin's most iconic landmarks. The bridge was originally built between 1894 and 1896 and was designed in Gothic Revival style. The bridge has two levels, the lower for vehicles and pedestrians, and the upper for Berlin's subway line. The bridge stretches 150 meters or 492 feet long and has 7 stunning brick towers. During the Cold War, this bridge served as a border crossing between East and West Berlin, symbolizing the city's division. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, the bridge was restored and fully reopened in 1994, uniting both sides of the city. Today, The bridge stands as a powerful symbol of Berlin's reunification and is a popular spot for photos, offering beautiful views of the river and nearby landmarks. From the bridge, we travel back to the central part of Berlin to arrive at Bebelplatz. Bebelplatz is one of Berlin's most historically significant squares. The square is infamous for the Nazi book burning that took place on May 10, 1933, when thousands of books by Jewish, communist, and other banned authors were set on fire by Nazi students. Today, there is a glass memorial by artist Misha Ullmann in the center of the square. The memorial is called the Empty Library, as a lasting reminder of this dark event. Surrounding Bebelplatz are several famous landmarks. The Berlin State Opera, which was built in 1742, stands on the east side of the square. On the south side, the Humboldt University Law Faculty occupies the former Royal Library, where many of the burned books once resided. To the west, you will find St. Hedwig's Cathedral. This is Berlin's oldest Catholic church. It was inspired by the Pantheon in Rome and was completed in 1773. Today, Bebelplatz is a place of reflection and history, attracting visitors who come to learn about its past and admire its grand architecture in the heart of Berlin. Sanssouci Palace is a wonder located outside Berlin in the nearby city of Potsdam, Germany. A visit here makes a great day trip from Berlin. This is one of the most famous royal residences built by Frederick the Great, King of Prussia. This beautiful palace and its gardens are a UNESCO World Heritage Site that are visited by millions each year. It was constructed between 1745 and 1747 and was designed as a summer palace where Frederick could relax away from the formalities of Berlin. The palace is a stunning example of Rococo architecture, known for its elegant, ornate details and light, airy design. Though smaller than many European royal palaces, this palace is famous for its beauty and charm. The palace itself has 10 rooms, including the famous Marble Hall and the Voltaire Room, where the famous philosopher Voltaire once stayed. The palace gardens are just as impressive. They feature beautiful terraced vineyards, elaborate fountains, and more than 3,000 fruit trees. Scattered throughout the gardens are temples, statues, and other palaces, including the new palace, which was built later to showcase Prussia's power. This magnificent palace reflects Frederick's love of art, philosophy, and nature, making it a must-see for visitors to Berlin and Potsdam. The Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe is one of Berlin's most powerful and somber landmarks. Located near the Brandenburg Gate, the memorial was designed by architect Peter Eisenman and opened to the public in 2005. It honors the memory of the 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust. The memorial consists of 2,711 concrete slabs arranged in a grid over 4.7 acres. The slabs vary in height, creating a maze-like experience that evokes feelings of isolation, confusion, and reflection. The memorial is open to everyone, day or night, and is a place for quiet remembrance. As one of Berlin's most visited sites, it stands as a reminder of the atrocities of the past and the importance of remembering history to prevent such horrors from happening again. The Spree River is one of Berlin's natural wonders. This river flows through the heart of the city, adding beauty and charm to Berlin's urban landscape. Stretching about 400 kilometers or 250 miles long, the Spree weaves through Berlin's most famous sites, including the Berlin Cathedral, Museum Island, and the Reichstag. The river has been essential to the city's history. It served as a vital waterway for trade and transport since medieval times. Today, it offers stunning views of the city's mix of historic and modern architecture. Along its banks, visitors can enjoy lively cafes. There are also many parks and walking paths. Boat tours on the Spree are a popular way to explore Berlin. At night, the river reflects the city lights, creating a magical atmosphere that makes the Spree a true wonder of Berlin. Finally, we arrive at the top wonder of Berlin. This is the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was built in 1961. and it once divided East and West Berlin. It symbolized the Cold War's division between the communist and democratic worlds. The wall stretched over 96 miles with guard towers, barbed wire, and a deadly death strip to prevent escapes from east to west. The wall fell on November 9, 1989, marking the end of communist rule in East Germany and the reunification of Berlin. Today, only a few sections of the wall remain. The most famous is the East Side Gallery. This is a 1.3-kilometer stretch that has been turned into an open-air gallery. It features over 100 murals painted by artists from around the world celebrating freedom and unity. Iconic images and messages of peace and hope make it one of Berlin's top places. Other surviving parts of the wall include the Berlin Wall Memorial at Bernauer Straße, which preserves a section of the wall along with a guard tower and exhibits. Smaller pieces of the wall can also be seen near Potsdamer Platz and at the Topography of Terror Museum. Together, these sites help visitors understand the wall's impact on Berlin and the world. Berlin is a city where history, culture, and beauty come together. From powerful reminders of the past like the Berlin Wall to stunning palaces and parks, Berlin is full of wonders waiting to be explored. Whether you are walking through Museum Island, relaxing in Tiergarten, or taking in views from the TV tower, every corner tells a story. Berlin's mix of old and new, of remembrance and celebration, make this incredible city a truly unique place.